I am joined in the studio by a radio personality. I love her hair, Jennifer. I absolutely love your hair. Ooh. And I feel like this was an intentional choice. It's real for everyone who's wondering. It's real, right?
It is.
It is.
It is real.
It is real. How long have you been growing this now?
So I've had this for like 20 something, like 21 years now.
It's stunning. It is stunning. I have to give it to you. No, you're not. Girl, you playing. No, but for real, I remember like it's the consistency for me. Like you've kept this and you've stopped. Do you ever sometimes just feel like
I never think about it?
Never.
Like doing this.
Yes, like the whole wig thing.
I never do.
No way.
No, I have dreams of my hair being cut off and I'm screaming in my dreams. So no.
I can imagine. Well, to be honest, I have to say it's a bold choice. I've tried natural. I was back to like relaxers in like less than a year. So yeah, I think it's your style and it's absolutely amazing. Too. Well, thank you. So do you. So let's begin, right? Beyonce has put out, you know, information about her new body of work, Act 2. She says she's going to be called Cowboy Carter, but it's not the album that everyone seems to even focus on right now. You know, it's the cover work that everyone is talking about. People seem to think, by people, we're going to specifically talk about Erykah Badu. She feels like Beyonce owes her a little something like a check.
Jacking her style.
Jacking her style. That's exactly how she put it. Now, we've seen these images and we're going to show those to you again, but based on what you've heard about it, what do you think? We all know Erykah Badu, and I keep saying I would not slander of Erykah Badu is not allowed, but this is Twitter is not a nice place. They don't have respect. Woo! That was a dig side.
Like I said, just like you said, slander is not acceptable. But, Mama, you gotta calm down.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's Beyonce. Once you talk about Beyonce, everyone
the beehives go insane.
And then me, I'm just thinking, I'm like, should I say something? If I say something about Beyonce, like, oh my God, they're gonna come for me.
But that's the thing.
But this is the thing, yeah. If she thinks Beyonce jacked her style, then we should be saying all of you jacked African style and stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, because nothing's original.
Yes.
She just, what were we talking about? I think she just owned it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think so too. I think for me, when I saw this story, it just took me back to when Beyonce did Lemonade. Yeah. And then when she did, was it called Black is King? When she did The Lion King, the Gift album. And then there was the conversation around cultural appropriation.
Yes.
And how Beyonce has a way of taking things that are predominantly African and just making it look like hers. I didn't have a problem with it, to be honest. I'm all for appreciating culture and culture evolving. And I think it's the exact same thing we're seeing with Erykah Badu, where Erykah Badu has a style, like you rightly said, she's eccentric. She's very vivacious with how she dresses. The hats, the gloves, style. She has an eclectic style. And Beyonce, on the other hand, equally, like, you know, she's come out with braids a lot of times. And we've seen other women who did this as well. But for some reason, when Caesar did it, Erykah Badu didn't say anything. When Solange did it, Erykah Badu...
I was just going to say
exactly. So what's going on here?
So, maybe because she's a big star.
Yeah.
And like literally. And you know, some people are saying she's trying to gain some form of relevance off of Cowboy Carter's release, and then her talking about Beyonce as well. It's just trying to give her more relevance. But I'm saying Erykah is relevant.
Exactly,
you know?
Erykah's relevant.
So, I don't know. I really,
you know what it is, Jennifer? Do you think that sometimes, as a star, coming to terms with the reality of I am legendary, but I'm not as relevant, can be very tough?
Yeah. It could be because you're used to that lifestyle. You're used to the whole paparazzi, the attention. And, you know, there's money that comes in as well. Yeah. So being relevant at that time is different from now, let's be honest. Yeah. Because there are a whole lot of tools to help you or just catapult you into success. Like, and being that Beyonce is who she is in terms of her music, in terms of, you know, the culture she's created all around her sound, and even her being a role model, you know, for Erykah Badu, maybe she feels like there should have been some form of homage.
You got it.
You know, so I'm just like, okay. So it's just kind of finding that hard to deal with. Maybe she needs to bring out some more music, and then we can talk more about Erykah. But we're talking about her now anyways.
We are. But, you know, I want to just bring this back home. You know, there's been this thing happening where we're seeing a lot of our OGs, and by OGs, I mean artists that I would always love and respect for their time and everything that they did for music. Most recently, an artist came out to talk about how he paved the way for artists, and we've seen Jennifer's face is changing, and we've seen a lot of that conversation where it's like, oh, I paved the way. Everyone is not coming out to tell us how they paved the way and how we didn't treat them right. For some, and dissing new artists, by new artists I mean like artists that we're talking about now, dissing in Davido's term the new cats, to say you people are disrespectful, you people are not respecting us. I feel like it's the same thing. But
what is this respect? There are parameters to it. So what kind of respect are you expecting? That's, you know, yeah, we pay, hey, this is Idris Abdulkarim. This is Zaki Adze. You know, this is this. I feel like, I don't know, maybe they're expecting what? I really don't know.
I don't know.
You know, when people say, oh, we paved the way, sure thing. Honestly, if they didn't do what they did. You have the likes of Junior and Pretty. You have the likes of LD.
Yeah, LD
Rugged Man and all of those people who, yes, paved the way. And then a lot of these artists are enjoying or ripping off the benefits right now. But sometimes you just got to lay low with that. I paved the way. We know. But some people think we're deviating a little bit, but to Idris Abdulkarim. But people think he's just a clanging cymbal, pretty much. I don't know. I think he needs to. He just needs to
what I just think? I think like if it's just avoid being embarrassed and just let it go, because this is the going back to Erykah Badu. This situation is now embarrassing her.
Because you have a lot of people talking about her now in a negative way.
In a negative way. This is like, imagine going on Twitter, like say 2 weeks ago, and searching Erykah Badu. The comments I would see would be very different. Now, if you search Erykah Badu on Twitter, you're seeing people calling her names and getting upset because she just feels like Beyonce owes her something.
Maybe she's trying to ride up the Beyonce wave.
Maybe. She might just give us some new music, you think?
You stole my style. There goes my hair.
That should be fun. Anyway, in less fun conversations, Regina King, 2 years after, is finally speaking up, right? She lost her son, Ian. He died by suicide. And let's take a look at this clip. This is actually her interview on Good Morning America when she was talking about her new movie, Shirley. And not only was she talking about this movie, she also used the opportunity to pay tribute to her son, Ian, who killed himself 2 years ago.
You know, I'm a different person, you know, now than I was January 19th. Grief is a journey, you know. I understand that grief is love that has no place to go. I know that it's important to me to honor Ian in the totality of who he is. I speak about him in the present because he is always with me, and the joy and happiness that he gave all of us. When it comes to depression, that people expect it to look a certain way, and they expect it to look heavy, and people expect that
it's okay.
To have to experience this and not be able to have the time to just sit with Ian's choice, which I respect and understand, you know, that he didn't want to be here anymore, and that's a hard thing for other people to receive because they did not live our experience, did not live Ian's journey. I was so angry with God, you know, that why would that weight be given to Ian? You know, of all of the things that we had gone through with the therapy, with psychiatrists and programs, and he just, Ian was like, I'm tired of talking, Mom. my favorite thing about myself is being Ian's mom. And I can't say that with a smile, with tears, with all of the emotion that comes with that. I can't do that if I did not respect the journey.
And there you have it, Regina King opening up for the first time in 2 years, Jennifer. 2 years after her son died. A few days after his 26th birthday. I mean, I for one didn't think she was ever going to speak again.
I didn't think so too. I love Regina.
Yeah.
She's a queen. But there was something I saw when she said, you know, grief, you're allowed to grieve. And she was angry at God for a long time. And that actually struck me, because it's actually okay for you to be mad. It's okay for you to be angry. And people don't understand when people are grieving that they need to come into their own space and the realization. So I guess that's what she just pretty much accepted at this point in time, and saying, oh, she's ready to talk now. Because I think she was saying stuff about, it was during some, was it the Golden Globes?
Yes.
Yes, where she was talking to some person saying she was ready to speak about it now. But I'm happy she's talking, because you know, when you talk sometimes, it's like some form of catharsis. It's like you're relieving all of that burden out. So yeah,
I think it's important. And I think one thing she also said that really stood out for a lot of people was what she said about grief and the way in which her son passed, that she's gotten to a point where through this grieving, she also respects her son's choice. Now, for the longest time, around the conversations around suicide, that's the one thing that people have struggled with. And that's a statement you don't also get a lot of family members making, that, you know what, we accept your choice to do this. So her coming out in public to say this, I know people love Regina King, and it's more like, we love this woman so much, let's just let her breathe. But I strongly believe that if any other person said this, it will be a whole wave on social media, because people are like, oh wait, what do you mean you accept the person's choice? But really, you never can speak on certain things until you've been through it.
True that.
And I think that's just in Regina King's situation. She's been through it, so she knows. Because really, what do you want to do? Struggle with the thought of why this happened?
Because grief is peculiar to every individual. So for her to say she's accepted it, it's well, yeah. I'm sure Ian is like, okay, mom.
I know. Anyway, Jennifer, what's your weekend looking like? I mean, this is the final show of the week, and we're not going to be back here till the weekend. So the weekend is a good one. So what's your weekend looking like?
I've had a very long, tiring week. So I just want to relax.
Yeah.
And be taken care of.
Right?
Yes.
Would you party on a Monday, though?
Well, now that my show is kind of comfortable with the timing, I could party on a Monday.
Yeah, you have to go to Lagos. You have to do Obi's house. That's the only reason I asked that.
No, that's crazy. That's one spot I need to actually be at. Yeah. Like, I want to go for that and have fun, because the energy is crazy. Kai Cenat was there too, and he loved it.
I know. Listen, I think everyone has been to Obi's house at this point in time. Everyone's been there, and it's what's incredible is he doesn't invite his people. Like Phil's was there on Monday. And I just said to myself, Dada boy, his feels, yo, where do y'all, they just show up.
Has been there.
Tiwa has been there as well.
A bunch of people. I feel like it's going to be something, it's already big anyways, but internationally, you know how we have our Afro Nation, and this is our own thing right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a big deal.
Yes. So this is, I feel like, you know, he needs to have his own Obi's House Festival. I'm
telling you, imagine Obi's House becoming like, you know how we have Dirty December?
Yes.
So like a 3-day weekend party where he just has DJs back to back, and it's like a rave on the beach.
But it's only going to be in Lagos.
Yes, see, Jennifer, we are in Abuja, so we all know the realities of our city. Will they come out? Will they come out?
I'm sure they would.
Well, maybe people are turning
up now.
Let's try it. Obi, come do like an Obi's house in Abuja.
Yeah, let's try it.
And let's see who shows up. Fingers crossed. Anyway, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. And this is amazing.